That's where I'll call the VOD. I could always just, you know, see what this art thing in the art channel is now too. Let's see here. Renderings remaining. More people to thank, but for real, everyone, thanks for... Oh, that's super cool. Not so formal. That's actually really awesome of you to do there. That's really neato. I really like that. Yeah, the Flarion's adorable there. That's actually really cool. That's a really cool art. Not so formal. Thank you so much for doing that. It's actually really awesome there. Yeah, and these two have been away for a little while now. Haven't been around for a little bit. I really like that. That's actually really cool. And I also think that's really awesome, like how much you've wanted to, you know, be part of the community and stuff. I happily welcome you in. And this is, yeah, I don't even know what to say to stuff like that. That's really generous and really cool. I actually like that a lot. I think that's really cool. I know that that's like the reference of the Let's Go thing there. I don't know if Carvey is still here lurking. He probably isn't at the moment. But yeah, that's really cool there. Thank you so much for that. That's actually awesome. And like I said, I want to do art for you at some point, but I have no idea what I can do though. That's really, really cool. Yeah, as Cam says, everyone is here, just like Smash Ultimate. By being Carvia's friend on Twitch, you can confirm he's not here. He was here earlier. Well, you wouldn't actually be able to tell that he's here. He can't log into his main account, Cam. He came in here just to tell me that he couldn't log into his main account. He came under his DBDS account or whatever the heck it is. Render didn't do too well. Redoing the render now to see how it turns out and such. Yeah. What'd he do? He'd like put in his phone number wrong into Twitch. So now when he tries to like validate his stuff, it's sending the message to somebody else. So now he can't log in under Carvia 4. So he's just... So yeah, he's struggling right now. He's struggling at the moment. Is what it is. I had that issue too where you put in the wrong number. Yeah, what a nerd indeed. What kind of nerd locks himself under their account? Yeah, I think he's emailing Twitch support right now. I think that's why he's not in the stream actually. But yeah. And also formal, other than that, you do really thank you for the time and fun you've had here. I'm glad that you've had as fun of a time here as you say, because I still have no idea what the heck I'm doing stream-wise. I still feel really lost a lot of the time. I'm still an insanely small streamer who like rarely ever hits the double digits in terms of viewership, so I don't know, a lot of the time it feels like maybe I'm doing something wrong, maybe I'm doing things right, or maybe it's just really hard to get attention. But like whenever people actually do have fun being here with a long-haired weirdo playing strange games like this that I didn't even know existed until a few months ago, it's really meaningful. And like a lot of people take viewership on Twitch for granted and people stopping by, but when you consider that there's like 5 million monthly streamers, I believe there are right now on Twitch. I think there's about 5 million monthly streamers. So the fact that anybody's taking the time to watch this stream out of the hundreds of thousands that are probably live right at this moment, that's already meaningful, you know? That already means a lot that, you know, people are willing to come here. So I'm still gonna try to figure out new strategies, maybe see what we can do to get this farther, but right now I'm still a babu streamer with no idea what he's doing, I guess. I appreciate it, Cam. I appreciate it. But yeah, I want to do like more unique stuff stream wise, like this series for example, which is like a series on the complete series. That's like a massive project. For not knowing what you're doing, you commit a lot of time to this. Yeah, you're not wrong. Like 5+ hour streams nearly every day. Lots of editing. The editing of the streams afterwards doesn't actually take too long. I can usually do like the editing of cutting it up into parts and making thumbnails for it within half an hour for each stream, as long as the stream didn't crash and I have to download it and put it in my video editing software. Then it takes a lot of time. But stuff that I make for YouTube specifically, that takes a lot of time. Like usually it doesn't take me too long for the keep doing 2 Vs. I appreciate it, not so formal. like the stuff that's just taking the stuff from Twitch and putting it on YouTube usually doesn't take too long. The stuff that I do specifically for YouTube, now that's time consuming. Like this is the current project, for example, another Dead by Daylight guide, this one being on the Wraith. I currently have how much done? I'm up to like here-ish in the script. I'm like, yeah, here. So I currently have about 8 minutes 30 seconds done. It's just like a whole bunch of garbage here right now. You can see here is like where it's highly edited and stuff. So make sure to back up your work. I'm constantly pressing Control S to save it, and this thing also has like auto saves and stuff, so it works pretty well here. But yeah, so I kind of spend a lot of time on that stuff. So yeah, that concludes Assassin's Creed Bloodlines though. I wonder if I shouldn't actually call the VOD where I started call the VOD, because this has actually been a pretty wholesome conversation, so we could always just factor this in at the end of it anyway. Was that entire project because you forgot to save right before it was due? Oh noes. Yeah, I'm always hitting Control S. Like if I do like a small change here, like let's say I make this thing slightly longer, you can tell it's not saved when it has the little asterisk there, so I'm always spamming Control S to make that asterisk go away. Is what I always do whenever I'm editing stuff. Is the thing. But yeah, right before it was due, like the morning before, and it was a group project too. That sucks. That's so terrible there. Oh noes. But yeah, we'll see what happens here. Thankfully, we were able to turn it in for like a 70% later. At least there's that. Kevin knows you had an issue when in the first version of the thank you done, it was deleted overnight, remade it from scratch. No. So you had it done like last night and then you had to redo it. Oh, that sucked. I'm so sorry to hear that. Oh man, that sounds painful there. Yeah, one of the worst things when it comes to digital art is when I find that I've been drawing on the wrong layer and then I have to like undo everything. Is what it is. It is what it is. Yeah, sometimes I've had to redo stuff with my Dead by Daylight guides. Might use that flare on for your profile pic. That'd be a pretty spicy profile pic there. That's what it'd be. That'd be pretty cute there. That'd be a cute thing, let me tell ya. Yeah, I might wrap things up here. I should probably close this. Can I just hit escape? Exit to menu? Ah, exit. Okay, and there's the other emulator where we actually reached, just yesterday, we reached 250 subs on YouTube. Technically 251 because it keeps on increasing, I guess. Meaning I have to do another stream of Fire Emblem Awakening on Lunatic Plus Classic, but I don't quite have the skills set up yet, which is what I'm currently grinding to do. So it might be a little while. It might not be like a right on the dot for doing that. So yeah, next time we'll be doing something that's actually on Steam instead of an emulator. And we'll be hopping into this. This is the next project right here, is what it is. But yeah, now that you think of it, you've only been making things for Harmonia recently. That's why you did 200 plus. You keep growing. Helps you grow your skills. And making things. Yeah, that is also really nice, making things for free there. And also, something else that I mention from time to time. Whenever I like know artists who are a part of the stream like this and a part of the community, to help support them and also have them have more of a presence here, I am willing to commission people like you, Not So Formal, who are artists around here who are willing to do art for this stream. I'm willing to like pay commissions for stuff, so that both it's a way to like support those people who are making that art and for a way for them to like have a part in things here. Like I only have so many emote slots for Twitch itself, so I typically do those all myself. But when it comes to like extension emotes, like Frankerface, stuff like that, I happily commission people to do stuff like that, but only people I know. I never commission anybody who's a complete stranger, because it's like, I can draw it myself, so why would I bother? Do you add me on Steam, by the way? I don't think so. I'll change my name so that it's easier to find, because apparently there's quite a few Harmonias from last I hear. There, Acoustic Harmonia, try to find that. So yeah, next time we'll be starting this, and I don't know where I'm going to be cutting off the VOD for this, because we've been having a wholesome conversation now. Tried last night. It's linked to Discord. How, what? You tried to add me through that? Oh, yeah, it's... Oh, I see. Yeah, you can just freaking watch my stream here. The freaking... Oh, I can't see it on stream mode, but it'd be there, I guess. Never played this one before as my stream title right now. Look at this Inception crap right here. Wacky. Is that the wrong account? It should be the right one. Oh, it might be my old one. It might actually be my one, because I have 2 Steam accounts. Like, a lot of this stuff is family shared over, mostly because I wanted to... Yeah, that's my other one. Harmonia with the, like, sketch before even digital art is the old one. That stuff is family shared over from. The one with my end profile pic is the current one. Just look at acoustic harmonia, and then I'll, like, change it back to harmonia, I guess. That's what we'll do. So yeah, next we'll do Assassin's Creed 2. And then a game called... Oh, what's it called again? It's another Nintendo DS Assassin's Creed game. Comes after 2. It's called... Oh, dang, I forget what it's called, but it's another Nintendo DS Assassin's Creed, and it follows Ezio instead of Altair. I forget what it's called. Dang it. I've forgotten now. I've forgotten. Also, I might reorganize my friends list thing here. But yeah, that's my old account there. That's my old account there. One of these days, I'm gonna accidentally send... Like, whenever I'm playing DBD, I'm always afraid that I'm gonna send him an invitation to my lobby while he's in the middle of his stream, streaming for like 1,000+ people. Being like, Harmonia has invited you to his lobby. I swear, that day's gonna come and I'm gonna get instantly unfriended. I know it's gonna happen one of these days. I'm gonna accidentally do that. But yeah, yeah. How about we switch to just chatting for a second? Let's just chat, how about? Let's switch to just chatting. Let's chat. Let's chat for a little bit. Let's disconnect my controller. Yeah, how about we just chat for a little bit? I was talking about YouTube there. I don't know if I've gone in depth on this on stream before, but I'm taking a new strategy towards my content creation stuff in general. I've mentioned it like here and there on Discord. I haven't gotten like super in depth on it, but so I haven't made this super well known, so this is something that I can explain here. My new strategy when it comes to content creation stuff. Let's find my channel. Let's find us here. Great. Let's try it again. Cool. Oh my goodness, I gained 2 subscribers in the middle of that stream. Cool. So when it comes to Twitch growth, which is what I was focusing on for a long time, if I look at my channel, let's not listen to my own voice. Oh, I should probably change the stream title. Let's change it to chill. Bam, update information. Bam, it's called chill now, I guess. For a long time, like, over my first year of streaming, I was focusing almost completely on, like, getting more attention here and, like, getting more followers and stuff like that, all that fun stuff. But, like, the thing is, it really doesn't make a whole lot of a difference because that doesn't, you know, reflect actual viewership. Because it doesn't matter if somebody follows if they never show up again, you know? And I've been stuck at that 560 count for, let's not Inception ourselves. I've been stuck at that 560 count for, like, a very, very long time. Like, months and months and months now. It's been going, like, up and down around 560-ish. Where, because people will also unfollow as well. So... like, most streams go by without getting any new followers, stuff like that. That's common. Usually when I do, I typically get another unfollow relatively soon after. So it's been hovering around that for a while. But at this point, I really don't mind that. Because my new strategy that I've taken towards this is I'm focusing more on the YouTube side of things. Because that actually has discoverability. What, like, if you know how to use the algorithm to make you actually discoverable, which I've been learning a bit lately. Like, if you look up, for example, Octopath Traveler Remix, for example, my video is the first one that shows up. So I've been taking more time to learn the algorithm properly to be discovered here. So the way that I'm viewing this is I want to use YouTube as my tool for discoverability, and Twitch is my tool for, like, building relationships with people, being able to chat like this, being able to interact with anybody in chat, being able to cultivate relationships like that, and be able to, you know, be able to chat and have a good time with my community and stuff like that, since YouTube is like a one-sided pre-recorded thing here. So really, the way that I see this now is I no longer care about discoverability on Twitch. I really don't. Because, yeah, it worked there. Nice, nice. Because my current strategy is to, let's get some music going actually, is to use this as my discoverability tool. Like, I'm still very small here, but the rate at which it's growing is currently exponential. Like, it's fascinating. Like, let's see here. YouTube like, can we find a site for this, for example? Yeah, let's listen to some music there. This one, I think? Like, let's see here. If we look up my channel here, because I only just found out a couple months ago, like in November, how to properly tag my content. So, because I've been implementing this new strategy for my channel here, like, the growth has been peaking like this. Like, look at this. Over the past year, it's like basically the same thing, and then it's like all of a sudden it starts going up for total subscribers. And then total video views, it's like, oh, it's about the same thing on a weekly basis for a long time, and then right around November-ish, it starts suddenly peaking up there. I wonder what happened then that it peaked up so much there. So, like, I don't know what happened here. Like, it might have been when I released my palette guide or something, I don't know. But in terms of, like, views and subscribers right now, it's currently being exponential with my new strategy here. Like, apparently, month of December 2019 was 48 subscribers. That whole month alone, when I'm at, like, 250-ish after 2 years of doing this consistently. Like, you want to see something really interesting? 2 years I've been actively uploading videos on YouTube. I'm at 253 subs. 75 of those were from the past 30 days alone. At 253 over 2 years, the past 30 days has been 75. Like, 2020 is a very, very exciting year for this. Like, this has been stuck at basically the same level for so long, but now that I've implemented a whole bunch of new strategies to actually foster discoverability and such, it seems like this has the potential to grow into an actual good discoverability tool. Like, it's not right now, considering I am still a very small content creator on both YouTube and Twitch, but considering this is like being exponential and such, and it's going up the way that it is, loose hairs, that's what happens when you're a long-haired guy. It's exciting stuff, and I can very much use this as a tool for discoverability. And yeah, that's true, they might come here. I've never had a regular come here. I have had people come to my Twitch before saying like, hey, I love your stuff on YouTube, but then they've never come back. So it's not like it's done much yet, and and thanks for the follow, Master PPV. I appreciate it. You posted a picture in a group chat. Your friends, hello there. Hello. But yeah, so essentially on this tangent of mine there, that is my current strategy for like discoverability and my content creation. So essentially, because of this, I want to take less time for doing streams. I say that even though I stream a lot, and take more time that I would normally be streaming developing high quality content like this that's exclusive to that. And I've been working on this a whole bunch lately. As you can see, there's still a whole lot more to go. I still have 14 minutes apparently to go, according to the length of this. As you guys know each other there? Perhaps. But yeah, essentially, that is my new strategy towards this. Like, when I first started out streaming, to probably the first over a year and a half actually, it was just like, let's try to go live, let's look at like the directories. I would go on to, what is that site? It's called like Twitch Strike or something like that. Like, I go onto this site, or I just look in the directories to see how many other streamers there are. Yeah, this is where you see like how many viewers compared to streamers there are for different things, so what's like good for streaming. So that's, I used to do stuff like that. Haven't even been here 30 seconds and your name is getting memed. What about my browser? What, just how many tabs I have and stuff? Anyway, yeah, probably my first close to 2 years of streaming, my strategy was just like stream what I'm passionate about a lot of the time, but sometimes I do streams just for discoverability based on like how many other people are streaming it. For example, Postgame Tournament is one that I would get a lot of attention in, because that game has quite a bit of attention around it, but not very many people stream it, to the point that there are some times that you would find that there's actually nobody streaming it. So usually during those times I would find myself streaming it, so that I'd be the only one in the whole directory, for example. So I'd be doing strategies like that, but it doesn't really matter if you're getting attention during those times, because usually people who come during those times only really want you for that content in specific of that game. So, like, for example, Postgame Tournament was probably one of the greatest games for followers I'd ever done, but I don't think a single person has ever stuck around from that, despite that, interestingly enough. So, because of that, like, with Twitch discoverability not being very good when it comes to, you know, people actually genuinely engaging in you as a person and the stuff that you do, I've instead, yeah, like Smash is another example, where it's like people only came for that. Smash viewer games was a whole world of itself, where people would only come to play games against me, to basically use me as a tool to have a good opponent to practice against. Also, there's a big hole in my hoodie here, as you can see. Yeah, anytime I'd be streaming something other than Smash, very few people would arrive. The moment I switched to Smash, it was like their spidey sense would go off and they'd just fill up my stream and they'd join the list and like make it full to play against me. The moment I switched to any other game from there, they all just disappear without a word. They all just vanish. So that was some of the most stressful times of my streaming life, because I felt like I could be, I felt like I was doing something wrong. Like I was going out of my way to try to make friends with people there. Yeah, and I appreciate it, Cam. I appreciate you staying around and such. But yeah, Smash community not small and super supportive anymore. If the only thing that you stream is Smash, then they'll come around consistently. This was during Smash 4 though. This was like a year before Smash Ultimate came out typically. I rarely do viewer games anymore, and when I do, it's only with my subs and regulars, so that, you know, random Joe Schmoes don't just come around and fill the queue, because there was two purposes to that. Oh, you've been there since 06. Gotcha. It wants to destroy you. They don't want to be your friend usually. Well, I mean, I think a lot of people just kind of wanted to face me because there's not a lot of good Jigglypuff players out there, especially in Smash 4 there, and I was a Jigglypuff player. So that could also be it there. But yeah, and welcome Hectic Math, as Not So Formal says. So the entire group chat will be here. Are you bringing people, Cam? Anyway, back during those days there, like I was saying, people typically only came for the viewer games. And when I was doing viewer games, it had two purposes. One was introducing new people to the stream, and two was rewarding the people who stopped by. By making this change where I only go against people who are like regulars around here or subs, stuff like that, it means that I'm unfortunately not able to do the first strategy of introducing new people to the stream like that anymore. So, well, I guess, but they usually wouldn't stick around anyway. That's true, you like the new Jigs buffs? Not really, no. I don't really like how she was changed from Smash 4 to Smash Ultimate. That sounds really weird to say, but she can't combo weak forward air into rest as consistently. I used to get into Smash 4 like 85% of the time of my weak fairs. Now I get it like 15% of the time whenever I land a weak fair first. So I know she can do other things like down air to rest, which will sometimes not work for like no reason at all, and other stuff like that. She's bad in both, but honestly, I never thought I'd say this. I actually prefer Smash 4 Jigglypuff to Smash Ultimate Jigglypuff. I play Pokemon Trainer nowadays. I don't really play Puff anymore because I can't do weak fair to rest. And when I do, I freaking save the replay because it's like, wow, that's rare. Like, it's so hard to get weak fair to rest in it. You play Pokemon Trainer as well? Schnice. Schnice. Yeah, Trainer is kind of the character that appealed to me the most. If you end stream, wait, gotta do dishes, but you'll be back ASAP. If you end stream before then, you'll be on Discord for some hours tonight, but have a good one. Alright, take care, Not So Formal. But yeah, because people were only coming around for one purpose, most notably with Smash, but usually with other things, I needed to switch things up from just doing Smash, and I stopped doing games specifically for growth for a while from there, actually. Like, I stopped doing things like Postgame Tournament. I stopped looking on sites like this to tell what the best thing to stream was, and I typically just did what I was passionate about. But it's very difficult to be discovered on Twitch because Twitch is not a platform designed for discoverability. It's designed for building up their like high revenue streamers because that's what benefits them most as a company as well. Like, it makes sense. They're doing what a company would do. Only come around for Roller Coaster Tycoon World. Yeah, exactly. When was the last time I continued that series anyway? When was the last time? Yeah, it's an earlier one. When was my last upload of that? Part 10, apparently. September 21st was my last upload of that. It's been a while. Holy crap. Wow, it has been a while. Yeah, but because Twitch is not a platform designed for discoverability, and because my stream has barely is the word, had any real growth over the past couple of years, like, I still rarely ever get into the double digits number of viewers just because of the way the platform is often designed. That's why I've shifted my strategy to being discovered on platforms like this, and it seems like the strategies that I've implemented over the past few months for growth have been paying off, and it makes me very excited to see what 2020 holds for the sake of the channel here. My opinion, should always play one and never be in a position where your stream needs to carry you. Yeah, it was like that for a while, where I was streaming Smash because I felt obligated to, and it's what people like expected of me and what they knew me for. And I was ending streams with like these massive headaches that I couldn't stand because it started feeling more like work. Like, because these weren't people that I wanted to play Smash against. And yeah, I had to stop doing that. And yeah, so I take a lot better care of myself now. But yeah, came in to support Cam's friendo, but I'm watching you, Genesis, and you, Japan, right now. That is a lot of multitasking right there. And I have respect as a fellow crazy multitasker. I just restarted my computer yesterday. This is like half of the things that I usually have open right here. But yeah, I take a lot better care of myself now. So I had like a year of doing mostly Smash viewer stuff with stuff on the side. Oh, like playthrough stuff in the side. Most just listening to everything while at work. I've done that before. Just pop in headphones and listen to a stream. Stuff like that while I'm doing stuff. But yeah, so I had like 1 year of doing mostly Smash viewer games. I do some playthrough stuff on the side, and I had really, really bad quality back then if I look at some of my older playthroughs. Like my first playthrough was Kirby Star Allies. Like, look at that camera quality. That was from my laptop. Look at that gross face cam overlay. Audio levels do look good. Ah, I sound so terrible with that mic of my laptop's built-in mic. Bros, I had no lighting at all. That was just the room light. Now I have a freaking photography light there. I have floodlights. I have a freaking disco light here. Like, if I turn off the photography light, the room is hella glowy. It's so cool looking now. It's much better than it used to be. But anyway, you like the lighting? One thing that I'm debating about doing is potentially getting a weaker studio light so that it still illuminates my face, but doesn't drown out the fact that I have all these lights around. Like, I want these lights to be more obvious without them being drowned out. That studio light is very powerful, but I typically did it to illuminate my face and bring focus on it, unlike this here, which is just like room light on and then there's low detail. Like, having a good lighting system will make the camera look 3 times better without upgrading the camera. Like, I was amazed when I got that light there. I worry that with it off though, my face isn't lit up well enough though. Like, it depends on what I have open. Like, what I have open right now from the monitors alone is enough to still light it up. But in the case where that's not the case, then, you know, I don't know what to do. So maybe one of these days I'll get like a weak light just to shine on my face and keep these visible. These lights here, I don't know. But anyway, I had a year of doing like mostly Smash stuff and doing like some playthrough stuff on the side. And that started really getting to my head, so I took a step back. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna do what I'm passionate about. And for over a year now, I've been just streaming stuff that I've really enjoyed and seeing what happens, with there not being a whole lot of difference to the stream, but I'm, you know, doing stuff that I can have fun with at the end of the day. And over the past few months, I've decided like, okay, let's go back to focusing on growth, but in a different way. But in a completely different way. With it being Twitch is for building relationships and interacting with people and stuff. Oh, look at that Matrix stuff. And YouTube will be a tool for discoverability. And I'm still a very small content creator. But when you consider that after doing this for over 2 years and reaching 253, the fact that I have 75 subs over the past 30 days alone is like, clearly I'm putting this in the right direction. And like, it makes this year very exciting. These new strategies that I'm implementing and the new take that I have on this. I very much look forward to what this year holds. Like, my goal honestly is to reach 1,000 subs by the end of the year. I'll see if I can hit it. If I do, I'll probably have to do something really crazy in celebration. But that is currently my goal, to see if we can keep pushing it forward. I want to see how far I can push this curve before it plateaus out. Is what I want to do, which is why I'm spending more time working on videos like this and less time actually streaming. Like, most of the stuff that I stream gets uploaded as well anyway, but I try to do like so many things. Like, recycling Twitch content like this isn't really a good tool for discoverability. It's more of an archive for people who already know me to see stuff here, or for me to look back on in the future and be like, wow, look at all the stuff I did. You play DBD2? Nice! I typically don't like being like, hey, you should totally go see this one content. I don't like plugging my own stuff like that. But real talk, I have a series of Dead by Daylight guides. I'm working on the new one right now. There's 6 of them so far. These ones aren't very good, I don't think. The palette guide is the first one that started being crazy. Trapper is just Trapper. This one I'm really happy with, though. I'm really happy with how this one turned out. Like, this one covers some things that most players don't even know. Like, hold on, where's the freaking standing still mind game? This one, catch survivors by standing still. I love this mind game so much. There's one more mind game you can do on T-Walls as a killer I want to discuss. And thanks for the follow, Hectic Math. Mind game, as it was created by Otofu, so credit to him for this trick. I love this mind game. Turn my camera off here.
Yo! That was my juke! Yeah.
Just gonna skip forward here.
This mind game is very interesting in that it punishes survivors for doing what seems at the time to be the right play. You can use Tofu's mind game on both the T wall and the L wall, but it typically works better on the L wall. Here, you want
So I've tried to factor in like animations into this as well to make things clear.
Go around the left side of the L wall. Instead of coming around the corner, turn around and hide the red light and stand completely still for about 2 seconds. If the survivor is experienced and looks behind them while they run, they'll notice that your red light did not come around the corner. Naturally, this will make them think you doubled back. So, to remain safe by mirroring the killer, they'll change their direction, running back in the direction of the window. So after about 2 seconds of waiting pass, moonwalk back and turn around, meeting the survivor right in front of you, giving you a hit.
That's probably my favorite mind game in DBD. If not, it's one of my favorites. It's so good.
Okay, you did my mind game on me, touche. I ran into that.
Harmonia carrying the DBD newbie community. I don't think I've exactly reached a whole lot of people, so I doubt I'm carrying the DBD newbie community. But, you know, maybe one day if it manages to garner attention. But anyway, you're carrying it, dang it. Maybe. But yeah, anyway, my strategy has been doing a lot of things to basically make this channel a crazy place. So, here's all the things that I do. So first of all, I organize every playthrough that I've ever done in reverse chronological order. Altair's Chronicles and the series that I just finished of Assassin's Creed Bloodlines aren't here yet since we haven't even uploaded all of the first Assassin's Creed yet, and it has to be in that order. So it's like the further you scroll down, the older the stuff is. Like, unless it was started like really early, but you know, it goes until today, like the Dead by Daylight stuff does. But for the most part, like, it's reverse chronological in terms of when they were started. Now, like, there's a chance of getting discovered off of that, and I do make sure to properly tag my stuff so that it has a chance of getting discovered. But the thing is, doing playthroughs of things is already so oversaturated that I don't do this for discovery, essentially. All this is for people who already know me, who maybe have like a game that really stands out to them, that are like, oh, he did a thing on that? I love that game. So, or stuff for me to look back on and be like, wow, look at all this progress. Like, I used to be a completionist before I was a streamer. I used to 100% as many games as I can. Now that I'm a streamer, instead, I try to fill this page right here with as many playthroughs as I can. This is my new, like, freaking trophy gallery, is what it is. But yeah, check out this series. Guides are good for discovery. Yeah, that's what the idea there is. Like, I was thinking about, and I appreciate checking out the guides there. I appreciate it. Yeah, if I was doing something like Smash Bros guides, that would not be good for discovery, because everybody does guides of Smash Bros. But the idea occurred to me to make Dead by Daylight guides because not a lot of people actually do it. Like, most of the, like, this is one of my tools for discovery, is this, and I'm currently working on a new one, for example. Because most, like, advanced Dead by Daylight knowledge like that is passed around through word of mouth rather than like people actually making in-depth guides on it, for example. Yeah, 100%ing YouTube, exactly, Cam. Like, Smash Bros is super oversaturated. The moment something new gets discovered, it spreads like wildfire. But Dead by Daylight is like, knowledge is, people mostly keep knowledge to themselves or just pass it around casually in word of mouth. There aren't actually a lot of people that take the time to, like, make stuff like this, to do these crazy tech that like almost nobody knows about. Like in this guide, I showed how to climb up onto a rock and climb over a pallet as killer. And then a couple months later, the devs patched it out of the game. Suspicious? Anyway, yeah, so not a lot of people do stuff like this. So one of my biggest tools for discoverability has been trying to do that. So one of my ideas was to make a guide series. So right now I only have Dead by Daylight and 3 Houses guides. One of these days I think I would like to get into content creation guides. Plenty of people have guides on like what to do to be an entertaining streamer, so I probably wouldn't do anything like that unless it'd be like after a long while and I, you know, want to do something, I guess. But my music playlist though, yeah, I'll get to that in a sec here as well. So I think if I start doing content creation guides, it'd be more on like the technical setup of things. Like, for example, how to properly tag your content, how to set up stuff in OBS, stuff like that. Because usually videos that you find showing like technical tutorials are like 10-second, super obnoxious intro with lots of flashing lights. And like their name is right in your face, their username. Then all of a sudden it cuts out with no transition and they're just like, hello, welcome to this guide here where I'm going to show you how to set up, you know, OBS and stuff. So first thing you would want to do is you want to open OBS, and if you haven't already, make sure that you subscribe to my channel and you like the video, and make sure that you also share the video with your friends, your family, your pets, and thank you. Now, what were we? Oh yeah, open OBS. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You know those videos where they have like the super obnoxious 10-second in-your-face intro and then it cuts and then they're just like super quiet and the intro was like 10 times louder than they are and you have to turn up the volume and then you can still barely understand them. Like there's not a, I would argue that in terms of technical setup, it feels like there's not a lot of high quality guides out there. So I want to, that's another reason that I want to make those eventually, is because I want to be like, I want to be able to stand out in that. So that's another strategy that I want to take. So I'll be doing that with Dead by Daylight guides, and I also want to do that with technical setup guides. I've also done some 3 Houses guides, which I was planning on making a lot more of, but like, I don't think those have gotten a lot of attention. Yeah, barely anything. Like, it doesn't really seem like it's a good avenue to work on. This was a really in-depth guide. I was actually really proud of that one, but it doesn't really seem like that good of a tool for discoverability. I threw in the discussions playlist here as well, just because of like the few discussions that I've done. But yeah, you know what I'm talking about there, Cam. So yeah, that's the purpose of my playthroughs. That's the purpose of my guides and discussions. I'm a very musical person. There's a reason I go by Acoustic Harmonia or just Harmonia, which is why I've also tried to make my channel a freaking hub of music. So I have a whole bunch of themed playlists like spring, summer, autumn, winter. Then my 2 stream playlists, I couldn't make this any bigger. Turns out there's a 5,000 limit there. Separating those 2 into the calm and intense ones there. Halloween, epic battle, OST and remixes. Night, relaxing. Sad, jazz, violin, lo-fi, forest, desert, PMD, and then it goes into the games. PMD 1, 2, 3, 4. Then Pokemon Generations 1 to 8 all have their own separate playlists. For all the game-specific ones, I make sure to have only remixes, not OST, since you can find OST pretty easily anyway. I want this to be stuff that like you haven't heard before. So these are all remixes. Then there's even Pokemon spin-off and original Pokemon compositions. We have Mario, Zelda, Fire Emblem, Xenoblade Chronicles, Kirby, Metroid, Earthbound, Splatoon, F-Zero, Donkey Kong, Sonic, Smash Bros, Undertale, and Deltarune, because it makes sense to factor those into the same place. Octopath, Phoenix Wright, Plants vs. Zombies, I have quite a lot of music playlists here. Because of how passionate I am about music, I also have wanted to make my channel like a musical hub, which is why for a while I was also doing monthly music collections, but you know, it didn't really seem like they garnered all that much attention, and I never actually heard back from anybody that I knew if they ever liked any of my music collections, so I kind of stopped doing them. But I still want it to be like a musical hub, and I'm adding stuff to these playlists daily. You love them? You like the music collections, Cam? I appreciate it then. But yeah, I'm not adding one to each playlist every day, but every day I'm going through my subscriptions, which are almost completely musical creators, and I add their stuff to whatever playlist they fit in. You occasionally steal my new playlist. Bearded does it all the time. Whenever Bearded wants to do like a new playlist for when he's streaming, he'll just like look at my page here and like grab a theme that he wants to fit, which is fine by me. Like anybody who ever wants to use it. I'm using my lo-fi playlist right now. For example, the thing that Nightbot is playing right now is the freaking lo-fi playlist. This thing right here. Yeah, Jump takes him for strims, and I don't mind that. I don't mind that there. Notice my YouTube acoustic harmonia. It used to be just harmonia, but then I needed to set up like my actual unique channel link, and apparently youtube.com/harmonia was already taken, so I changed it to acoustic harmonia. So then there's consistency between the two there. So that's another one of my strategies. Yeah, the music collections go into the music. I also like uploading like my speed paints of things, which I've been uploading daily things of until I'm done with that, which will be until February 3rd because I have a lot of speed paint things ready. Like, I don't know if these are very good for discovery, like, but this is another strategy that I've been using is uploading that stuff. Like, even if it's not good, even if it's not good for, dang it! Even if it's not good for discovery, I still like having an archive of this stuff so that in case anybody ever wants to, like, see how the emotes of my channel are made, they can see that. And I also really just like watching them as well as just seeing my progress and such. Like, I just recently put together the speed art video of my Byleth that I drew, which is like 15 minutes long because it was a 6-hour art. So that's gonna be a long one. It's easy to get carried away with Discord servers. Oh yeah, I tried to, because I was known for Smash Bros, I also, where's the thing? Tried doing some unique things in Smash for a while. Where's Smash Ultimate? What am I listening to right now? Oh, Pokemon stuff. Where's Smash Ultimate? There it is. Like, I did my normal playthrough of stuff there, but I've continued to, like, showcase the DLC stuff. I keep trying to make, like, regular, every few months, a new Smash compilation. Like, I was pretty happy with how this one turned out, for example. Like, yeah, they don't really seem to get a whole lot of attention, but before I was even a streamer, I was making Smash 4 compilations. That's the whole reason why I got a capture card. It wasn't for streaming. It was for making Smash 4 compilations. So I still enjoy doing them from time to time, but I don't think that they should be a tool that I rely on a whole lot for discoverability. I don't think. But I've tried to deck that out with stuff. Oh yeah, I also have the freaking Fragapalooza thing. Hold on, where is that? Where is that here? Oi, forward one, into the playlist. Yeah, all the games I had at Fragapalooza there, the tournaments that I won, that was cool. It's probably like the only time I'm gonna be able to win a Smash tournament. Have I tried sharing parts of it, Reddit and such? No, I haven't done that. Sometimes, whenever I upload something notable, like things that aren't notable being like just the stuff that I recycle from Twitch anyway, to the point that I'll upload these with notifications turned off so it doesn't even show up in people's subscription feed because I don't want to spam it. Notable things like speed paint and stuff like that, I'll typically share on Twitter, but that's usually as far as I go. Like, I know there's some other Discord servers that I'm part of that have channels for promoting yourself, but I'll typically only do that when it's related to that Discord server and it's like something that's really high quality. Like, for example, sharing DBD guides, like with DBD servers that I'm a part of. But apart from that, I usually don't share stuff around a whole lot. Whoa, double that up. And welcome back, Not So Formal. Welcome back there. Right, lets you post personal highlight videos. I don't really have a whole lot of highlight videos usually at the end of the day. Like, the Smash ones are typically the only things there. So that is what you mean there. I've never even used Reddit before, quite frankly. I have no idea how it's used. Every time I go to that site, it has like a weird format that I don't understand. It's like, this just looks like a line of posts all over the place. Yeah, sorry, I thought you meant with like Twitch stuff in general. Because there's a lot of YouTubers out there who just like highlight stuff from their Twitch and put it in a compilation. But yeah, I've never tried Reddit before for Smash compilation stuff, but Reddit seems very strange to me. Like, I know that there's probably a lot more depth to it than this, but it just seems to me, in my head from what I've seen of it, like a line of posts of people just responding to it. Over and over will be in touch, alrighty. Yeah, so there's the Smash Bros. Compilations. I haven't made one of these in a long time, but from time to time I post like stupid shit posts. Yeah, it's been months and months since that. And then there's like challenge runs that I do, which hasn't been for a while, like freaking Ring Fit Adventure, or beating Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword with a Wiimote rifle, which I'm quite a far ways away from. The fact that I even got through the first temple was incredible. I'm actually really proud that this worked, because this is the definition of pain right here. Let me tell you. Like, I try to do stuff like this from time to time because it's something that, you know, literally nobody has done before, which has made me think, like, maybe it would be good for discoverability, but, like, not really, because I guess who would search for something like that? Yeah, this is impossible with a freaking Wiimote rifle. Well, it's not impossible because I did it, but it's really, really hard because the nunchuck and the Wiimote are in the same apparatus, so the moment you swing one, you swing the other, so you can literally only do spin attacks, which has made it very hard to get past enemies like the spiders earlier in the dungeon, to the point that I honestly thought it was impossible, and I thought the run was over at a few points, but I managed to make it past by getting creative. You just have to join a pre-existing community for your game first. I don't really want to do that because it feels too much like I'm just there for promotion of my own stuff. Is the reason why I don't really try to get out there with my stuff a whole lot and just leave it be. And then they'll care, but like if I go there just to be like, hey, look at this thing I did, it just doesn't feel right to me. It feels like feels like I'm just there for the sake of that. Yeah, I don't know when I'm gonna be continuing this game series here, but when I do, it's gonna be painful, I know. Like, maybe not as painful as that dungeon, considering the second boss, but... So there's been a few challenge runs that I've done. I plan on decking that out more and more. The current one is this one, but we'll see. We'll see. So yeah, anyway, there's my super long tangent about my new strategy. Why does this get all glitchy and weird sometimes? Okay, now it's fixed. There's my whole tangent about my course there. Like my 24-hour charity streams. Yeah, considering how well the first one went, I was thinking about potentially making it at least an annual thing. Like, I don't know if I'll do the Extra Life one again that I did in November-ish, but the one that I did in May for Larch, I may do that again, but I'm gonna have to do it very differently. Before, I had people donating to that through Streamlabs, so it went to me and then I put it in an envelope and I brought it to my Taekwondo dojang for that, not weekly. But turns out when there's a lot of money owed to you from Streamlabs, they take a significant cut of that. So I wound up having to pay like $70 out of my own pocket just to make up the difference of what people were trying to donate to me for charity. So that was like my generous donation on top of the 50 that I was already giving. So I wound up giving like 130 of that 570 myself because most of it was making up the difference of Streamlabs there. So I want to have a different strategy. So if I do that again this coming up year, I'm probably going to talk to my dojang and be like, is there any way that I can collaborate with Larch directly for a way that they can be donated to and they get all the funds and I still get notified on the stream about it? Like, is there any way that I can sort that out with them? Which I'm sure that they probably wouldn't mind me doing, considering I was the person in the dojang who raised the most last year. Like... But yeah, if whatever you're posting can make any category faster, speedrunners will care. If you don't want to actually run, they'll love their scientist Wiimote %. Just do like a freaking Wiimote % speedrun of Skyward Sword. That sounds terrible. That sounds so awful. Like, it is so hard to play Skyward Sword with a Wiimote rifle. You have no idea. It's crazy. Where is that part of the spiders? Get views though? Like if I posted it in those communities, you say? And yeah, speedrunners do like their scientists. Okay, where was a point that I thought was physically impossible? Is it the spiders here?
I sort of remember this part.
Where's the spiders? Because I literally thought it was impossible when I reached it.
Diagonal/Sunken pair, it would probably
Just in general? Well, I mean, I try to... Stuff like this is also properly tagged, so that it appears in search bar, but like, who would be searching up for stuff like this in specific?
Oh, that guy can't get over the ledge. I mean, Bob, this should drop.
Okay, I can't find... But these spiders, in general, when you can't knock them down like that, when you actually have to kill them, because you have to do a forward stab, which is impossible. Well, it's not impossible, but it happens like 2% of the time with a Wiimote rifle. So I literally thought that this run was impossible at points. So, you know, never play that game with that. Also, it's on hero mode, so double damage, no heart healing. So it sucks. But that essentially is my tangent of, like, how the channel has changed over the past 2 years of doing it. From just starting out in, like, general streaming Smash viewer games and doing stuff like that, to focusing more on discoverability stuff, to now taking a step back from that, just chilling on Twitch and taking it easy, and then focusing on stuff like this for discoverability. That's just self-torture. You want to see self-torture? I'll show you self-torture. Let me show you my Undertale freaking playthrough here. This is self-torture. This right here is self-torture. Hold on. This is playing Undertale Genocide with an oven mitt on for the arrow keys.
Alrighty, so
This is self-torture. This took me a year on and off to get through. This was not fun. I had several streams of trying to beat Zans alone. This is the definition of self-torture. Like, this was one of my most painful playthroughs I have ever done in my life. Quite frankly.
I'm going for it. Up, down, left, right.
This took so long. And I was so happy when I did it.
Okay, here we go.
Because you can't feel the buttons. So you try to input like one direction and you wind up pressing both arrow keys instead of one, and then you just wind up staying in place and not moving. Or you'll hit the wrong direction because it's literally impossible to feel the buttons that you're pressing. So you just try to memorize roughly where the buttons are and try not to misclick. And I failed the spin cycle so much because of me pressing multiple buttons. So by this point, I practiced just feeling where the buttons are in order to succeed the spin cycle.
I'm so hyped right now. Yes.
That took so long. That was like one of the craziest things that I've ever done on my channel, right there. So yeah, sometimes I do crazy stuff like that for the purpose of like doing stuff that nobody's ever done before and seeing if that helps with discoverability. Turns out it doesn't really, I don't think. Yeah, that really does not help with discoverability at all. So I've tried doing stuff like that with the idea of being like, hey, let's do something that nobody else has done before and maybe it'll garner some attention. But the answer is no, it doesn't really, because how would somebody find that in the first place, I guess. It's fun to watch though. I'm glad you had fun watching that. Glad you had fun watching that. Yeah, Carter Cam. But yeah, so those are my new strategies for content creation. I will, like, I know that I don't think I'm gonna focus on challenge runs for the sake of discoverability. I will still be doing it from time to time because, as Cam says, it's fun to watch. So it's something fun for people to check out who already know me. But in terms of actually being discovered, it doesn't really seem to make a whole lot of a difference. It doesn't seem, even if that's like the craziest thing I may have ever done on the channel. It certainly seems like. But yeah, so my current strategies when it comes to content creation on Twitch/YouTube is Twitch is super chill. I'll just like do some general playthroughs on it, maybe do some multiplayer game stuff like that, and just like chat and hang out with people and build and interact with people, build up bonds and stuff like that. Bravely Default taking like 4 months or something. Yeah, it seems like Bravely Second's gonna take that long considering how much of a break I've taken from that. When was the last time I uploaded a Bravely Second video? I wanted this to be a consistent series, and now, because of all the other things I'm doing. January 1st. Okay, it's not as long as I thought it was, but it's still been a while. It's been a few weeks since I've touched it. I gotta get into it one of these days again. Maybe this weekend, but I also have to start AC2 this weekend. But yeah, so essentially, Twitch, I'm not focusing on discoverability at all anymore. I don't care about it at this point, because even if new people find the stream, almost all the time they don't come back again. So I don't care about it anymore. So instead, I'm taking a step back, I'm focusing on this, and over the past few months, the new strategy I implemented have actually shown growth, so I'm gonna try to keep pushing that forward, see how far I can push this, because like every time I look at that, like 253 over 2 years and 75 in the last 30 days, it's like, holy crap, why didn't I do the strategies that I'm doing now sooner? Like, imagine the possibilities. But I'm really excited for what this year has to hold. This here is a thing that I'm taking seriously. This here is a thing that I'm taking super chill, as the stream title implies. So that is my tangent about my current plans when it comes to that all. I've briefly mentioned little snippets here and there of what my plans are on Discord, but I wouldn't want to, you know, write an essay there. So that is my current strategy when it comes to stuff like that. Yeah, I will carve ya. I will get him. I assume you still not into your account then. Are you waiting on Twitch support at the moment? Is that what you're waiting on? Yeah, that's Carvia there. But yeah, so my strategy when it's come to streams to Twitch/YouTube has changed quite a bit over the past couple of years. It's gonna be a little while, you think. That sucks. But yeah, it's changed quite a bit over the past few years, but only the most recent new strategy is what's actually, you know, showing results. So I very much look forward to what 2020 has to hold. We shall see. I'm aiming for 1,000. If we hit it, I'll have to do something crazy in celebration. I don't know what. I'll figure something out. But that is my goal. That is my goal to hit for this year. We'll see if it happens. We'll see what happens. May as well wrap up the stream here. That's pretty much all I want to get off my chest. Unless there's anything. Bomb something? What? Finish the entire Legend of Zelda series on a Wii rifle? But why? Skyward Sword is the only one that has motion controls, unless you count Twilight Princess, where I played the HD Wii U version when I eventually get to that anyway. You know? There's no point. But yeah, just figure it out. Something that I have debated about doing on stream, speaking about just chatting, is doing times of like Q&A. If anyone's interested in that. Because, like, I'm always open to questions on stream, but it feels really weird to ask, like, strange questions out of nowhere for, like, no reason in the middle of a playthrough or something like that, which is why people don't really do that, I guess. So I've debated about potentially during streams or like after streams, stuff like that, like this, going into just chatting and being like, hey, Q&A, does anyone have any random questions that it feels are way too out of context to ask otherwise, but just want to ask for like some reason? Or else I might wrap things up here. This is one I just recently found. It's pretty chill. But yeah, Cam's just like, just make it happen. Just do it. Just do it somehow. Have I ever bombed something? No. I cannot say I have. That'll be a negatory on that. I don't know what else I can do here right now. You've shot something? Does that count? I even bombed an exam. Oh, I've bombed exams before, but like bombing. I've never bombed something, you know? I've never done that. Sometime this weekend, I think oh wait, I can change this back now. What I can do. This is what I can do. In the next couple days, maybe tomorrow, we'll probably start this. See what happens. Bombed exams before. The way I said it was funny. Just liked my tone there. My oh my. But yeah, in the next couple days we'll do that. Yeah, probably the worst case of bombing an exam was, I think, what grade was it? It was somewhere in high school. I think it might have been grade 11. It might have also been grade 10 in math. The very first exam of the whole semester, I got a 50% on. The second exam I got 100% on. The third exam I got 100% on. The fourth exam I got a 94% on. But after that first exam, the teacher kind of was treating me like I was paying no attention in class at all, and I was just like a troublemaker who had no intentions of doing well in class. So I studied my ass off and got 100% on the two exams that followed, and then I got one question wrong on the one after that. And then I retook the first exam and then got like a 70 or something like that. So it still wasn't all that good, but I guess it was just a really hard test for me or something. I don't even remember what it was on. But from there, that teacher loved me. It was great. Like, I've never seen such a turnaround in terms of a teacher's opinion of me. Going from treating me like I had no intention of learning and was just stupid or something, to like, wow, you're like one of the best students. Like, it was great. It was such a turnaround. It was fantastic. Hey, I forget what I put there for that cam of the crazy.tv / a whole bunch of stuff. Yeah, character development, what is that? Teacher was like, Everett Nani? But yeah, that there's that. So yeah, I have gotten exams with worse than 50% before, I think. But that would be like university, where it's like, okay, the class average is like 40%, you know, stuff like that. Gotta be lurking, game starting. All right, have fun, Carvia. I might wrap things up here in a sec. I'm probably gonna try to start this weekend, which is really funny considering, hold on. Which is really funny considering I'm doing daily uploads of this since it started, which has put us at part 17. It goes up until part 25, so we're still good for like a while in terms of that. And now I've beaten another game, Altair's Chronicles, and just this stream beat Assassin's Creed Bloodlines, and we're about to start Assassin's Creed 2. So we're literally like 2 or 3 games behind in terms of this series, in terms of uploads. That's kind of funny. It makes me wonder if I should upload more than 1 per day, especially since it doesn't go to my subscriber feed anyway, since I turn off the notification, because I don't want to spam people's sub feed. So I could just like dump the whole rest of my series on there at once, is what I could do. It might not be a bad idea. I'm debating about it. Just because I am so insanely behind, because I've been pushing through this series so fast that uploading 1 video of it a day has put me, at this point, 3 games behind. Which is kind of hilarious. But yeah, your ECE department was like that. And God, you did CS instead. But even CS, you were in a course over the summer once, where one of your exams had 35% average for the class. Jeez. Yeah, my classes that I'm taking right now are I'm actually really enjoying them. I'm taking 3 classes right now. There's one that I'm taking that's just for the sake of my major in computing science, which is like on database creation and stuff like that, which is the most boring of them. Then I'm taking 2 history classes. One is on the history of slavery in the Americas, which is like, wow, that's actually a really cool topic to know more about. Like, it's a very dark time in history, but that's also why it's such an important thing to learn about and to be able to discuss. And the last class that I'm doing is another history class, and it's on the use of history in video games, which is the whole reason why I'm currently doing a series on the Assassin's Creed series. Like, both I can apply my education of what I'm learning about the use of history in video games into one of the most famous examples of it. 2, during the series, I can discuss what I'm learning in class. Each stream that happens, discuss what new stuff we learned. Like earlier this stream, I was actually discussing how we were talking about World War I in this class, and how video games depict it in cases like Battlefield 1 or Valiant Hearts and stuff like that. Like, we were mostly talking about Battlefield 1, where it's like it's only showing the combat and the battles and like the high intensity stuff, rather than like the trench warfare that it was famous for, and the fact that, you know, most people died in that war from malnutrition or just sickness and stuff like that, and staying so long in the trenches rather than in actual combat. And Civ in the first couple of COD or Medal of Honor games. Civilization 6, where is it? This is my class textbook, actually. It is the first class in my life I've ever bought a video game to study for our textbook. Our teacher told us to just play it because we have to write a journal about it every month, just about what we've played. And people were asking him, like, do we have to beat the game? Do we have to do something specific? Do we have to reach a certain part? And he was like, don't overthink it. Just play it. And then just write journals on, like, what happened while you were playing it. So I've only played it twice now. I only have 3 hours in. And it's the first time I've ever played Civilization, but Civilization's a good game. It's really complicated. It's really hard for a newcomer like me. I'm starting to get the hang of it a little bit, but it's really hard for me. But yeah, anyway, I'm gonna have to write 3 journals on Civilization, and at the end of the semester I'm gonna have to write an essay on another game that isn't Civilization for its use of history, which is perfect considering I started this series on Assassin's Creed. So I've never played all the way through Assassin's Creed 2 before, and I hear it's supposed to be like the best one. So my current plan is writing this essay at the end of the semester on Assassin's Creed 2, especially because the professor was saying you shouldn't do it on something you're super familiar with and something that you love, because then you'll have like bias and you won't be able to look at it critically. So you should ideally do your essay on something that you're like familiar with, you know a bit about, but aren't like super into. So this is like the perfect example. So I'm thinking I'm gonna try to push through this game and write an essay on it, on its use of history. And yeah, the teacher is actually really cool. He's probably one of my favorite professors. You love tycoon-based games? Well, then you should play Roller Coaster Tycoon World. Best game ever. Never play that game. The other Roller Coaster Tycoon games are really good, though. Fun fact, you can't even buy this on Steam anymore because of how cheap Atari is. What school? What do you mean, like, what university do I go to? How, what? Fun fact about this game right here. You can't buy it because Atari's cheap. Because Atari is the publisher of this game. Frontier, who developed Planet Coaster, is the people who actually developed it. And turns out that because they developed it, they were actually owed quite a bit of money from Atari that they didn't get. And when they brought this up to Atari, that like, hey, this game on Steam, we owe like part of a cut from since we were the ones that actually made it. Atari was like, oops, what game? And they deleted it from Steam because of how cheap they are. Isn't Atari dead? Nope. Nope, they're still trying to scam people with, a few years ago, Roller Coaster Tycoon World. And just last year, wait, it's 2020 now. Just 2 years ago, December, they released Roller Coaster Tycoon, what's it called? Adventures on the Nintendo Switch. Where it's basically just a scam. I've made videos on this already, so I'm not gonna go super in depth here. But yeah. And it also released on PC later, but not on Steam, on the Epic Games Store. So you can buy Roller Coaster Tycoon Adventures on the Epic Games Store, where it has, like, the exclusivity. I assume that's supposed to say Planet Coaster was good. I really like Planet Coaster. I really like that game. You can tell how much passion was put into it. It's actually really good. Whereas Roller Coaster Tycoon World, you know, I don't even have to say anything about the quality of the game. I can just mention that it went through 3 developers. And then that's a good, you know, sign of quality. It went through 3 developers. House Flipper? What? Anyway, yeah, I'll literally buy you it. What the heck is House Flipper? Look at House Flipper, you say? Tycoon-based games? Because I don't think I can take game suggestions right now, considering my game queue is like a year long, considering I promised people that I'd play Okami HD on the Switch over a year ago and only just started it at the beginning of this month. Or was it last month? I don't remember. Considering my game queue is a year long, I don't think I can take game suggestions unless it's something that could be done in like 1 stream. What is this anyway? Like 100+ hours in it? So it's just about flipping houses? What the heck is this? An unread chat message. Cam's sending me things. Stream sniped. Okay. I've never seen this game before. Build, clean, and more. Whoa! Choose the right tools. This looks strange, and sell it. You can buy your own house and decorate it. Looks weird. Apparently it's on sale as well. It looks strange. But yeah, like I said, because of how long my game queue is, I literally can't take game suggestions unless it can be done in like 1 or 2 streams, and that's it. And then that's it for that series. I don't know how long that is. If it's something that it's like you can do 1 or 2 and then just like leave it forever. But yeah, also when it comes to simulator games, when it comes to Roller Coaster Tycoon, apart from Planet Coaster, the amusement park sim that I would recommend the most is Roller Coaster Tycoon Classic. Roller Coaster Tycoon Classic just came out a few years ago, and it's literally just Roller Coaster Tycoon 1 and Roller Coaster Tycoon 2 put together, like all their parks put together, but with quality of life changes that makes it superior to both 1 and 2. Like, in terms of the official Roller Coaster Tycoon name, since this isn't an official Roller Coaster Tycoon name, even though it was made by the people who made them, in terms of the official Roller Coaster Tycoon name, I would argue that this is the best Roller Coaster Tycoon game there is. This is actually a really good game. Like, it's probably the only good thing Atari has done for Roller Coaster Tycoon, frankly. But you at some point, not to play live, just to play at some point, just to dump some time into an Untitled Goose Game. Then I already have a series on that, and it's funny. I did it in under an hour. It was during the 24-hour charity stream of November. Like, hold on, where's the 24-hour? Here it is, the second 24-hour charity stream. So this is 24 hours of me being live. And yeah, I have a 2-part series on Untitled Goose Game right there. So I even have its own playlist that has its own series. Like, it could easily fit into its own part, just being an hour long. But instead, I was like, oh crap, I need to have it be at least 2 videos so that there's a reason that it can go into a playlist and it can be on this list here. I did a lot of weird games during that stream. I started Ring Fit. I did a full series on I Love You, Colonel Sanders, one of the weirdest games I've ever played in my life. I played SpongeBob Atlantis SquarePantis. I beat Breath of the Wild in like 3 hours, which was kind of fun. You played Untitled Goose Game? Hello, watching that? Yeah, it was during my November 24-hour charity stream. What all games did I play here? We did 3 hours of Lunatic Plus Classic Fire Emblem Awakening. We did a few hours of Undertale Ultimate, where I actually managed to beat Sans, and I was really happy with that. We did 3 hours of Skyward Sword with the thing. We did 3 hours of Ring Fit Adventure. That was kind of painful. And I've actually been debating about streaming it again one of these days because I'm kind of a little bit out of shape because of my hip injury with me not going to Taekwondo, so I'm not getting as much exercise as I normally do. Somebody queued up Minecraft, so I played like 40 minutes of Minecraft just randomly. An hour of Untitled Goose Game. Then there was an hour of Dead by Daylight on the Switch. Then it looks like there was, nearly 2 hours of Pokemon Ranger that we did for a while. Got the 900 harmonic points there for the little poke of that emote there. Oh, and then I finished my series on SpongeBob Atlantis SquarePantis that we started on the first 24-hour charity stream in like May or something. And then we have finished it off with like 3 hours of Breath of the Wild, and then I still didn't. We still weren't at 24 hours, so I finished off the Colonel Sanders thing that I started earlier. I studied speedrun strats to beat this game in 3 hours. It was a fun time. Like... But because I'm not a speedrunner, I have parts like this, where it's literally just 13 minutes straight of trying the same trick over and over again until it worked. You can tell I'm not, because I learned how to speedrun this game in 2 days worth of practice just to do it on stream. This was a wacky time. I can see the appeal of speedrunning games like this. It is actually kind of fun. But I had 2 days to practice this and then just beat it in 3 hours. So there was that. Also, I was dressed up as Enharmonia. That was hella fun to do right. It took me 10 minutes to get it right, as you can see. So I have a part that's literally just trying it over and over again. But doing it successfully is like the most fun thing ever. Just flying from the Great Plateau straight to the final boss. That was so much fun. That was so much fun right there. Freeform. Oh, Breath of the Wild. Seems like it would be one of the greatest games of speedrun just because how free it is. Yeah, like, this wasn't a real speedrun. I treated it more like a playthrough kind of thing. Like, you can see I have a part series here. I wasn't trying to beat it as fast as I could. Heck, I have, like, nearly an hour and a half here of just looting the castle for as much as I could. Because it wasn't a real speedrun, so I was like, whatever. I'm just doing a regular playthrough with speedrun strats along the way, is all I was doing. Like, when I beat the final boss here, I freaking stun locked him, and this took way longer. This took way too many attempts than it should have. I failed stun locking him so many times, but when I successfully stun locked him, I was so happy with myself. Is this where I stun lock him?
Wow, my parries are on point.
I don't know why this is a thing that's possible to do on the final boss, but you can actually just stun him infinitely for some weird reason.
Please work.
And that looks like an attack that would hit you.
That is not it working.
Yeah, so that's when you fail it. The timing is very sensitive. Like, that right there is it behaving like you'd think it would, where he doesn't get stunned. Okay, this must be where I stun lock him.
This time's the charm. Let's wait a little bit longer, and then we start spinning.
You have to time it so perfectly. It's ridiculous. So yeah, apparently if you hit him a few times with a spin attack and then slam down, for some reason this is an exploit you could use, and it's hilarious.
I gotta concentrate here.
I don't know why this is a thing, but it is for some reason. I was happy when I finally got, I don't know why that's an exploit, but it is. I don't know how somebody even discovers that, but okay. It is weird. Anyway. One of these days, I actually want to do a real Breath of the Wild playthrough. Like, I technically have a full playthrough of Breath of the Wild right here, a 10-part series, but it's literally just going and beating the final boss with, like, speedrun strats along the way. But one of these days, I would actually like to do a full playthrough of Breath of the Wild for a few reasons. Like, at the end of the day, I do kind of hate Breath of the Wild. I have a love-hate relationship with it because of, like, how bad the story and music were. Like, not all the music. There are some jammers in there, like Sidon's theme, or however you pronounce it. But it wasn't, you know, up to Zelda quality for story or music, I'd argue. But I do admit, it's the most fun in terms of gameplay Zelda game I've ever played. Like, I gotta admit that. So I have a love-hate relationship with that game. Like, a very dramatic one. Which is what's prevented me from covering it up to this point. So, like, one of these days I would like to do an actual full playthrough of it. Not like this quick, lazy thing that's technically a full playthrough. Especially now that I know speedrun strats and all these glitches. Because I want to do it for a few reasons. One, Breath of the Wild 2, or whatever the heck it's going to be called, is coming out in the future, the sequel to it. Meaning, if I want to cover that on stream, I should do the first one properly first. I should cover this one properly first. Two, it's actually kind of fun. I'll admit that. It's actually a pretty fun game in terms of gameplay. But yeah, it was okay. Can't remember if you beat it. Yeah, it's the kind of thing where it's like, it's good for the gameplay, but story and music just aren't there, sadly. Which is what I was expecting from it, so I was really disappointed. But one of the main reasons that I want to do a full playthrough of this game when I get the chance now is because now I know all these speedrun strats. I know all these glitches and stuff. So I can do a full playthrough of the game while freaking launching myself across the world, clipping through walls, all this stuff that I am now armed with the knowledge of how to do. You know? Like, this makes me want to do a full playthrough of it because I can make it a very, very wacky time in what I can do. Now that I know how to do crap like this. Not like that. Where's the successful one? Is it here? Where's the successful one? Here's the successful one. Yeah, it was a first release on Switch. It was indeed. So now that I know how to do crap like this here, it makes me want to do a full playthrough of this game. Because who does a full playthrough of this game while doing crap like this? You know? Who does that kind of thing? That right there is known as a bullet time bounce. Like, when it comes to the series that I have on YouTube, if anybody ever asks me what my recommendations for like one to watch are, Breath of the Wild would be one of the top ones. Just because it's literally just a 3-hour long series, it's really short, and it's just non-stop doing stuff like that. I'm pretty sure my first attempt was failing it, and it was really funny. Hold on. And it's also because I'm not an expert at this stuff that would make it especially funny, because I'd fail it a bunch. Like, here's the first attempt. I think I launched myself into the water here. Yeah, so.
Oh, crap. Oh, I actually timed the shield bounce. Oh, I'm dead anyway.
So one of these days, I would very much like to do a full playthrough of Breath of the Wild, because it would literally just be a massive series of non-stop crap like that. Because this is the knowledge that I'm now armed with. So it'd be so different from like any playthrough that really exists there. Like, that'd be fun as fuck. Yeah, I really want to do it one day. I don't know when I'll have the chance to do it. There's so many other things that I want to do. But one of these days, I just want to do a full playthrough of Breath of the Wild where every single episode is doing like a different glitch or something like that. Like a freaking Guardian spaceship or something like that. Do stuff like that that I don't have the time to cover within the 3 hours that I had here, for example. Like, where's the part where the stealthy cooking happens? Watching speedruns of Breath of the Wild is actually fascinating. This stuff that they do. Like, I learned it to, like, a much lesser degree.
Oh, crap.
Like, where did I do the stealthy cooking successfully? Because that is something fun to watch. I think it's here.
Maybe I'll take that too.
Like, the things that you can do when you properly know the game is crazy. I think this is when I successfully do it.
Okay, this is where things get tricky. Okay, sneak strike this guy. Let the arrow on fire. Light the fire over there. Switch weapons to that. Sneak strike him again. Take his weapon. Go over here, open my inventory. Now we need to cook. So we need to hold a beetle, 2 bananas.
So you can't cook
And the razor.
if the enemies know you're close. If you're detected as in combat, you can't cook.
Don't mind me.
So you have to do this elaborate set of stuff to cook right there without the enemies noticing you, and you get to take their weapon. It is so funny.
Blowing up that bomb.
It is so stupid.
Anyway,
So yeah, one of these days I do want to do a full playthrough of this game because I only had 3 hours to do stuff in this. Like, it's not enough time to do wacky stuff like that, you know? There's a lot of playthroughs that I do want to do in the future. Breath of the Wild is up there though. Breath of the Wild is up there for the things that I want to stream one of these days. But right now I have other priorities, like stream Snipe times 2, my oh my. Right now I have other priorities, like Assassin's Creed 2, which I'll probably start this weekend. Because I kind of have to rush through it. I have to write an essay on it. So, it's probably a good idea if I rush through it a bit. Remember seeing crap like that when people were discovering it? I wonder how they discover stuff like that anyway. Like, who first discovers this stuff? You know? Like, how crazy do you have to be
alright, time
to initially discover
part of the
stuff like this? It's like, who finds out this stuff? It's crazy. I'll just be the guy that uses it afterwards without labbing it and just has fun with it.
That's not far enough at all. The other shrine's over there.
But it's so much fun.
Going to the
It's so much fun though. But one day, I'll have a full playthrough of Breath of the Wild. I mean, I technically have a full playthrough of Breath of the Wild. One day I'll have a real full playthrough of Breath of the Wild. So if it happens on accident, other stuff gets discovered by thinking about something else that was discovered, what it might be about what the game is. Well, I mean, I know. Okay, it was a rhetorical question. What I said I didn't know it was discovered. I've heard, like, sometimes people will even just look at other people's videos of the game, and if something strange happens, they'll be able to look back and try to figure out how exactly it happened and how they can use it and stuff like that. Especially if it's in another language and they're trying to determine if another language is faster for a game. Yeah, I think I'm gonna wrap things up. I've been saying that for a while. I think I'll properly wrap things up here. Good talk, I guess. Next time we continue this series will be Assassin's Creed 2. And yeah. So I'm gonna wrap things up here, see if there's somebody who I want to host. And yeah, until next time, I'm gonna head out of here. So see ya.